Hello, this is Soundout here, back with another Mighty Morphin Power Rangers review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Legacy Power Morpher. Now this is a Toys R Us exclusive new Power Morpher. It came from Bandai of America for the 20th anniversary of Power Rangers. It's got new lights and sounds, it's made of die-cast metal, and weighs quite a bit. Now this is not a re-release of the original Power Morpher, which you can see here. It is a brand new mold, and it is highly show accurate in terms of look and size. Now this is a Toys R Us exclusive. It's $59.99 at most Toys R Us stores, and it looks really cool. Now, I know you all want to see the Morpher itself, so let's take a look at the box briefly. You can see the gold chrome there along the Legacy Power Morpher name, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo, Power Rangers 20th anniversary, lights and sounds. So you got that all going on for it. You get this nice lineup of the helmets along the top as well, and on the side it's advertising the Armored Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. And on the back you got it's very nostalgic looking. I can say it does represent the look of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers toys very well. You can see it's die-cast Morpher and 5 coins, theme song, lights and sounds. It does include the belt holster and 5 coins. The story: 5 teenagers with attitude were good. Yeah. You know this. If you're a Power Rangers fan, you're going to be buying this toy, you know the story. But they did include the story on the original packaging, so I do appreciate it there. But I do not want to waste too much time on this box, since it's not too exciting, so let's take a look at the item inside and compare it to the original. Alright, so we're going to take a look at the Morpher and the coins to begin with. Before we get to the Morpher itself, let's just pull that out of the way. Let's look at the coins, because the coins are probably one of the most iconic parts of the Morpher. Now, nowadays, when you get a Morpher, you would probably just have the Tyrannosaurus coin, because it's the Red Ranger. Who cares about the other Rangers? The Gosei Morpher only comes with the Red Ranger's Morph card. You can get the other Morph cards, it's just you have to buy other toys. So it's nice that they did include all 5, just like the original. Now, looking at these coins, these are really nice. Now, these are not like your plastic little, yeah, they're so heavy I dropped them. These are like heavy die-cast metal coins, and they are completely show accurate. As you can see, there is no little notches on the edges, completely round. You have this nice gold, this weathering over this gold color. On the back, you get the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo. I don't know if that's accurate or not, because we never saw the back of the coins throughout the entire run of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as far as I know. So that's a nice little bonus, because it looks really nice. But really, really hefty coins. And if you take a look at, compared to the original, or my reproduction ones I have, you can see they are substantially larger, and they don't have those notches that kind of get in the way. But you can see the design's kept, but it's much more rigid and detailed. Moving on, here's the Triceratops. I'm not going to bother showing the back. But it has this nice, the look of it reminds, like, these are kind of flat, the original coins. These ones, they remind me of, like, a museum display, if you know what I mean. Like, I know at my Natural History Museum, they have, like, these pictures of dinosaurs and such that are on this this goldish color, and then they've been black paint washed over. So it looks like that, and that gives it a nice distinction. The Mastodon here, again, looks really nice. And you can see it next to the reproduction of the original that I own. There's a whole story about these coins. Check out my Power Rangers Week Morpher collection review. It's on my channel. But you can see there, you got Mastodon. Also, these coins stack really nicely, I must say. Saber-tooth Tiger, looking really good too. See, compared to the other one. Again, it's basically the same thing. You got more detail, and again, they stack really nicely. And finally, Pterodactyl for Kimberly. And there you got the Pterodactyl again. So yeah, very nicely detailed. They look really nice, and again, they stack really well. So, how about the Morpher itself? Well, here is the Morpher. Now, the Morpher being without any coins, we finally have a show-accurate Morpher. It says Power Rangers. It's got the black stripes. It's also got the entire detailed back like the G-Ranger buckle did, with the red dots. And it's all molded in this time instead of stickers like the original G-Ranger version was. The handle's now on the bottom. The button is on this side. And overall, it is incredible. What's also incredible is how heavy this is. Yes, that shook my entire desk, just dropping it. This is a hefty, hefty product. And it's because the two plates here are metal and the handle is metal. So it is very solidly constructed. Taking a look, here's the original. There's still a coin in there. Hold on. Take a look at the original here. You can see the speaker was hidden behind the coin, which made it a bit quiet. And you can see how it says Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and no back details unless you got repro labels, and the handle's on the top instead of the bottom. So it's been backwards all these years. Also, when this opens up, it makes that obnoxious noise. When this opens up, the metal clings together. But speaking of sound effects, first of all, let's take a coin. Instead of having to put the coin in and turn it to click it in place, it just pops into place right there. And it looks really nice. Doesn't look like you can switch out the coins. On the back here, turn it on, and we get a little sound effect. Yay! And then you push the button, and that's our morphing sound. Nah, that's not it. But, yeah, a lot of people I heard were complaining because that's it, basically. You get a metal clang and that instead of... I don't like that sound effect. I never did. So, take that as you will. There's a different sound effect you get if you hold the button down longer than just the first sound effect. So this is probably one of the most accurate morphers ever because, well, in the show, you hear the... and then it plays the theme song. The unfortunate part is that you do have to hold the button down. It's kind of hard to hold down after a while. But you do get the whole theme song, and if you keep holding it, it does loop back to start the theme song again. So, going with this, you can see that most adult-sized hands fit through the handle and can press the button pretty easily. I have no trouble with this at all. Now, speaking of coins, press the G-Ranger logo or the Z on the back, and pushes it right out. There's two little tabs. So if you want to be Billy for a day, you can have that instead, which looks really nice. Or, if you want to be Zach or Adam, you have that option as well. Or, if you want to be Trini or Aisha, you got that. And finally, if you want to be Kimberly, you can be Kimberly as well. If you want to be Tommy, you're going to have to get a 24-karat gold-plated Morpher with exclusive coins, only available at San Diego Comic-Con, and only 1,000 made. Well, for posterity's sake, we'll put the Tyranno Ranger coin in, because, yeah, I like this one the most. Not because I'm necessarily a fan of the Red Ranger. Most of the time I just like the Tyrannosaurus. It's a cool dinosaur. Now, is that it for the $60 Morpher? Well, no. There's one last thing, and that is the belt holster. Japan got one of these for the original. America finally gets one for the Legacy Morpher. Now, this has two clips here, which attach to any standard belt you may own, unless your belt is not the right thickness, in which case any belt I would own, like this one, does not quite fit, without a lot of effort being put into it to get it on there. As you can see, it doesn't want to work. I have not been able to attach this to a belt, and that's because this only goes out about that far, so unless your belt is like really thin, then it's not going to work so well. I guess another option would be using the belt buckle. They don't suggest this in the instructions, by the way. It's just something I came up with on my own. So you could technically, if your belt, again, was small enough, slide it through here. But, again, my belt is not small enough, so I don't get to use this nice little feature. But it does make a nice little display case, because you can take the Morpher, plug it in here, and now you got a belt buckle. Then you can pull this out, and now you're ready to go. Or, instead, you can flip it around, and now you have an accurate belt buckle. But going on with that, even if this could fit on a belt I owned, this is still really heavy, which means it's going to do this, and only this, because I don't think many belts can support the weight of this thing, because this is like a good 4 pounds. So that means if you have it displayed like this, your belt's going to flop forward. And if you have it displayed like this, you might have better luck. But this has got awful screw holes. But this does bring up an interesting point. If you have a bad neighborhood in town and you're walking down the street late at night, you might want to have this thing kept with you, because someone tries to mug you, you can just pull this out and clock them over the head, and you probably won't have a problem being mugged. This thing is quite heavy, and with enough force, you could probably knock someone unconscious. That being said, is the Legacy Power Morpher worth it as a morpher and not a safety device for bad neighborhoods late at night? Well, I can say that I do not regret my purchase of the Legacy Power Morpher, and I do think it's really cool, but I don't think it's worth all the hype. I've noticed a lot of the internet fandom has, had their issues with it. I've seen people complain about it. Some people wanted a reissue of the original. I can understand that. But this is a fantastic item. It's the first time I've seen Bandai of America actually cater toward the collectors. And at least they're trying. Because even if it's not perfect, even if it's not what you wanted, the majority of us like it. So just remember that a toy company will produce what they want. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And you're not being forced to buy it either if you don't want it. It is what it is, and if you don't like what it is, then you don't get it, and you move on. No single person this isn't designed for a single person's likes or dislikes. This is an item Bandai of America created to please the general audience. I'm happy with it. I know several friends that are happy with it. It is a cool toy. And it actually goes beyond toy. It's more of a prop replica than a toy. And that is really cool. It's big and hefty. It's weighty. It's got all the coins for the main 5 Rangers that would use the silver version of the Morpher. This is cool. I am so glad Bandai of America made this, and I applaud them for this. What I don't applaud them for is having it released at $50, then taken off shelves, then put back on shelves for $60. Kind of a dick move right there. So, that is my only complaint with it. I have no problems with it in the end. I bought my original Morpher for 25 cents, so it's not like my big investment has gone away because this new one came out. It's the same toy, just slightly modified and updated, and it feels a lot more substantial than this. This I can chuck across the room and it'll fly 20 feet. This will only get about 5 because it will drop like a rock as soon as it hits the air. And it has that bonus mode of being able to clock someone in the face who's trying to mug you at night. Overall, it's a great item for Power Rangers fans, and I would highly recommend it. It's a Toys R Us exclusive, so keep that in mind. And there have been more popping up lately with the second shipment, as I never saw the first shipment in my area, but I found the second shipment, and there was 2 of them at 7 o'clock at night, and they had been open since 10, and had them since 10. So I wouldn't worry too much if your area has a Toys R Us. Just go by and check it any day they get a new truck in, and you should have the Legacy Power Morpher. So, definitely recommended, and be sure to stay tuned for more Power Rangers reviews in the Power Rangers 20th anniversary as it continues through next year. Hopefully we do see a retail release of the Gold Legacy Morpher, but if not, I'm happy with this one. So be sure to check out HeroTaku.com for your Power Rangers news and more, and tell us Soundout saying goodbye.